of it. Checking it out as usual this morning is the 403rd Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunters.
Yeah. And TV5 photojournalist Dave Wertheimer is on assignment and on the plane now. And Dave is about to fly into the eye of a Category 4 hurricane, actually Category 3. It's dropped a little bit. And joins us now on the phone live from the airplane. How is it going out there?
It's going great, guys. We're about maybe another half hour to the edge of the storm, and we'll be flying right into the eye for the first time in about 7:30. We're going to cross the eye about 4 times and drop some sonde devices to measure all of the barometric pressure and all the things that you know better than I do. And all of that will be sent directly to the Hurricane Center back in Florida so that they can predict the storm that much better. The flight's going to take about 12 hours, and we'll be back on the ground at about 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Dave, flying into the eye of a hurricane, regardless of its category, it just sounds so dangerous. What are the risks?
Well, these folks up here do it all the time, and they don't mind at all. I'll ask Weather Officer Val Smith what it's like. She does time. Val, I mean, you do it every day, pretty much. What's it like?
Well, unfortunately, it's not every day, but you better enjoy the sunset and the smooth ride right now because it's going to get quite a bit bumpier. We'll get into some pretty heavy rain that you'll think you're in a submarine for a while, and possibly get some good roller coaster out of it, too.
Thank you for that report, and we'll look forward to hearing more about the scientific data and the practical uses for it.
And Dave, I'm jealous. Be there and do that once myself.
And we will have some reports for you on Monday at 11 o'clock from what Dave learns from this very exciting trip.
Can't wait to see what he shoots on
Really?
that. That'll be interesting.
For time hack. 2:35 hack.
This is no ordinary pre-flight briefing.
Your mission tonight is flying Hurricane Luis.
This is one of several crews of the only unit in the world flying weather reconnaissance on a routine basis.
We have a concentric eye, which means that there's one inside and other.
Their mission is simple: to gather information for the National Hurricane Center in Miami.
We don't do any predicting or forecasting. We just simply give the data to them, and then they plug it into their computer, and their forecasters manipulate the data to issue the storm warnings.
It's a continuous cycle. As one C-130 lands from its 12-hour flight into the storm, ours takes off. It takes several hours to even reach the hurricane.
We're about 188 miles from the center of the storm.
And with daylight, the real work begins, preparing each of the drop sondes.
All it does is just stabilize the sonde to keep it from tumbling.
The drop sonde is a device used to measure exactly where the center of the storm is.
It's a big storm.
It will be dropped in the eye 4 times as the C-130 crisscrosses the complete storm.
It'll be calm for a minute, and bumpy for a minute, and calm for a minute as we over each one of those feeder bands.
The crew members work as a single unit, doing their jobs, knowing that they are making a difference.
What was the last reported diameter of the eye there?
About 50.
The tourists would have never gotten out of the way if they hadn't had information from airplanes like this when the storm was well out to sea. Looks like the north quadrant may be a little bit worse for weather than the south quadrant was. It's certainly going to be bumpier.
The philosopher Rousseau once said, "Every man has a right to risk his own life to preserve it."
There's some nasty seas down there.
These weekend warriors love what they do and don't even think of the danger.
I don't feel that it's dangerous. We've been doing this, we've just celebrated the 50th anniversary this year.
The people I work with say I'm nuts, but hey, I get a big kick out of this.
But this one is now Tropical Storm Marilyn.
It's one of the most active hurricanes ever in the Atlantic, and WRAL's Greg Fishel takes you in the middle of it all.
It's a very large eye. Some clouds now inside the eye, showing the edge of the eye wall out there at 37 miles.
Go aboard a reconnaissance plane with the Hurricane Hunters as they track the path of a deadly hurricane. Flying in the Eye, Thursday on WRAL's 11 o'clock news.
But this one is now Tropical Storm Marilyn.
It's one of the most active hurricane seasons in the Atlantic, and WRAL's Greg Fishel takes you in the middle of it all.
It's a very large eye. Some clouds now inside the eye, showing the edge of the eye wall out there at 37 miles.
Go aboard a reconnaissance plane with the Hurricane Hunters as they track the path of a deadly hurricane. Flying in the Eye, tonight on WRAL's 11 o'clock news.
It's a very large eye. This is our fourth mission into this storm, and every time it's different.
Just flying into the eye of a hurricane isn't enough. There's vital work to be done.
Okay, navigator has the eye on radar.
What we're looking for now that we're inside the eye is for this wind to fall off to almost zero, and that'll give us the geographic center of the eye, and that's when I'll launch my sonde.
The drop sonde is a data-gathering device that is dropped from the belly of this C-130.
Mark, release sonde.
Takes about 10 minutes for the sonde to get to the water. When I release the sonde, the raw data of the temperature and the dew point.
The satellites can give you a good geographic location of the storm because they can see exactly where the eye is. But that doesn't give you the wind or the pressure center of the storm.
In 12 hours, the hurricane hunters will cross the eye 4 times.
We'll get some stadium effect visually. But
Throughout the flight, data is constantly sent to the Hurricane Center in Miami.
Got a pressure on the sonde of 952. Temperature 9.4.
And on board this flight is Naomi Sergi. Naomi works for the Hurricane Center in Miami, and her job is to plot the course of hurricanes. But it's not an exact science.
A science that we really understand so little about theoretically. The theoretical aspect of meteorology is not well understood.
this is 10,000.
Even from 10,000 feet above the Atlantic, it's still possible to see the force of the hurricane's 90-mile-an-hour winds.
And those wave heights are probably between 20 and 30 feet. And they're breaking.
This is about as much fun as riding a roller coaster for 12 hours a lot of times.
And at the end of this ride, the whole crew remembers that it's all done for one purpose: saving lives.
We're not able to stop the damage, but at least we can give them some warning and get people out of the way.
All right, so that's it. Cleared visual approach runway 5 at Homestead. You can contact the tower on